Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, headed to your favorite coffee shop, and the price of your $5 latte has jumped to $15 overnight. Your grocery bill tripled. And gas? Don't even ask. This isn't some dystopian movie plot. It's the real-life scenario we're racing towards as the US national debt crosses an eye-watering 36 trillion. This isn't just a number. It's a freaking ticking time bomb. And if we don't defuse it, we're heading straight into what economists call the Great MeltUp. But how did we get here? Let me take you on a journey. Act 1. How we got here. Decades of debt addiction. Let's rewind a bit. The US wasn't always in debt. In fact, for a brief moment in 1835, under President Andrew Jackson, the US had zero national debt. Fast forward to today, and we're drowning in 36 trillion worth of IOUs. What happened? Wars and military spending? From World War II to the War on Terror. Wars cost money. A lot of money. Add to that the global military presence the US maintains, and you got a significant chunk of the debt pie. Entitlement programs, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid were designed as safety nets. But as people live longer and costs rise, these programs have turned into massive financial drains. Bailouts and stimulus. The 2008 financial crisis, for example, and maybe the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw trillions poured into bailouts and stimulus checks. Necessary? Maybe. Expensive? Absolutely. Wasteful spending? And then there's the absurd stuff, like the recent $35 million spent by the Biden administration on a transgender rights event overseas. Overseas, yes. When you're 36 trillion in debt and the tab is going to be charged on the taxpayers anyway, why not throw a party with someone else's money? But there's one thing that's made this spending addiction possible: the US government's ability to print money. What does money printing mean? When people say the US prints money, it's not just about physically printing dollar bills at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. It's about how the Federal Reserve's central bank, the US, creates money digitally. Quick break! Are you tired of the low yields on interest on your savings account? SoFi's high yield savings account might just be what you need. As of this recording, SoFi offers an impressive 4.2% annual yield, one of the best rates out there. Plus, sign up using my referral link in the description down below and you could qualify for a special cash bonus. But here's the important part. Make sure to do your own research to confirm your eligibility and that this account meets your financial needs. I'm sharing this as an option, but I'm not a financial advisor and I can't be held responsible for your banking decisions. So explore, decide, and make the best choice for your goals. Let's get back to the video. Alright, here's how it works. Issuing debt. The US government spends more than it collects in tax revenue, creating a deficit. To cover that gap, it borrows money by issuing treasury. And then the Fed steps in. When the government needs more cash, the Federal Reserves often step in to buy these bonds. But where does the Fed get the money to buy them? It doesn't. The Fed simply creates the money out of thin air through their computers and ledgers, and onto injecting the money into the economy. This newly created money flows into the economy through government spending, stimulus payments, or other programs. But the more money there is in circulation, the less each dollar is worth, leading to more inflation. So when we say the US prints money, what we're really talking about is the creation of new money by the Federal Reserve to fund government spending. It's like putting more water into a soup. It stretches it out, but each bowl becomes less flavorful. What happens next? The Great MeltUp. If this sounds bad, let me tell you what's coming if we don't fix it. Inflation on steroids. As the government keeps printing money to pay off debt, the value of the dollar will plummet. Your savings, worthless. Your paycheck can't keep up. The asset explosion. Real estate, gold, stocks, and even crypto will skyrocket as people rush to get out of cash and into hard assets. Sounds great, if you're already rich. But for the middle class, it's game over. At current rates, the US already spends over $900 billion a year on debt interest. As rates rise, this cost becomes unmanageable, leaving less and less money for the essential services. Inflation and inequality fuel unrest. People demand solutions, but the government's toolbox is empty. This is a great melt-up, a financial and social reckoning brought about by years of unchecked debt and money creation. So this is how it works. This is the revenue, which is the money collected by the government through taxes. This is our spending, which is our social security, national defense, healthcare, interest payment on the debt, etc., etc. You see, the government always spends more than they make on the tax revenue, which creates that deficit. So they had to then sell US treasuries or borrow money to cover that spending. If the government was actually making more money than what they spend, then that's called a budget surplus. That's basic budgeting. Now, enter the unlikely heroes appointed by Donald Trump, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Elon Musk. Together, they're calling themselves the Doge. No, not that one. Department of Government Efficiency.
All government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
Their mission? To stop the Great MeltUp before it's too late. Now here's the plan. The Doge team wants to end wasteful spending. Their plan: smaller government.
Turismo y deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera.
Ministerio de las Mujeres, Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Vamos a seguir por acá. Ministerio de Ciencia, Tecnología e Innovación, algo bien del sector privado. Nada, fuera del sector público, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social.
Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera. ¿Cómo queda el Estado? Ministerio de Capital Humano, Ministerio de Infraestructura, Ministerio de Economía, Ministerio de Justicia, Ministerio de Seguridad, Ministerio de Defensa, Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores y Ministerio del Interior. Se acabó el curro de la política. ¡Viva la libertad, carajo!
Actually, that was President of Argentina, Javier Milei. Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy are probably taking notes from him. Since implementing significant government spending cuts, Argentine President Javier Milei has achieved notable fiscal improvements. In the first quarter of 2024, Argentina recorded its first budget surplus in 16 years, amounting to approximately 275 billion pesos, or 0.2% of GDP. You mean we can't have useless government people anymore just sitting there?
Do we really need whatever it is, 428 federal agencies? Like, there's so many that people have never even heard of, and that have overlapping areas of responsibility. There are more federal agencies than there are years since the establishment of the United States, which means that we've created more than one federal agency per year on average. That seems a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That seems crazy. I think we should be able to get away with 99 agencies. I don't know. That seems like a lot of agencies.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
2 per state. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We should have fewer agencies. Shouldn't have overlapping responsibilities. We just need a review of regulations to say which ones are sensible and which ones are not. There's more laws and regulations every year until basically everything's legal. So we can't get anything done. So we need some kind of garbage collection for regulations that don't make sense. I think I'm saying very obvious things.
You are saying obvious things.
Yeah. So
which will be very unpopular things.
Yeah.
Energy abundance. Drill, baby, drill, is what they say. They want to unleash US oil and gas reserves, while Elon advocates for clean energy. The idea is to grow the economy and boost production through energy independence. They're calling cuts to foreign aid, focusing instead on fixing problems at home. Tax simplification. Simplifying the tax code to promote growth and reduce loopholes is another pillar of their plan. So here we are at the crossroads. Will the Doge team succeed in pulling America back from the brink, or is the Great MeltUp inevitable? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this problem fixable, or is it too late? And as always, if you found this video insightful, you'll probably enjoy watching the next video on the screen. For more finance, investing, real estate, macroeconomics, let's all learn wealthy together. See you in the next video.